on being in bed with your brand new lover. I've abandoned vanity since I became a body of pixels, never quite set, since you rippled the apparent skin of me. I'm all texture, silk rosette, billowing coral, tentative as a just-baked cake. Sensations slide over my knitted blood. My mouth is a glass paperweight to keep our tastes in, like maraschino cherries and water from a zinc cup. This is not about a future with a decorative child. Layer your pulse onto my pulse. Dress me. I often write about my relationships with men, but I develop quite often intense fascinations with my friends and with other women, and so the next couple of poems relate to that. Her. I think of her starlet lit, of her mouth sealed with peach skin, of her preserved in glue, her patent red hair, the full fruit of her. I think of her dialing a number with a pencil, the phone being old, but I cannot get the sequence right. I think of her besieged by pigeons. Also, I denounce the town crier, sudden pigeons, and the ATM. I replace her hair with bullion fringe and rainbow stripe her eyes. I think, yes, her boyfriend has died and I have his letters. Of her taking a walk, the little bones of her feet. I replace her with a lucite statue filled with buds and illustrated women of the 20s. I think of her gruel-faced, her pillow marked with black grit like a cheap shoe in the rain. I think of making loud noises so she might notice me. Yes, she seemed demure, with her shiny harp-string hair, the way her throat buttoned up to mute, but I had seen her eyes flow over like a vase beneath a left-on tap, and how around her the men's patter stumbled like a high-heeled walk across cobbles. No ordinary girl. I so keenly wanted to know her, but she was unwearable to me with my overt everythings. One night I went home to unfloozy myself, combed through my dresses for shimmy and cling. Out went the showy. I shied my tongue away from unbecoming talk, e.g. shrug and toothy, studied my face into blank. Taking up smoking, I swiftly acquired aloneness and never took a lover. I remember once she winked as I glowered in a corner. We saw her less and less that year. I often put things around me when I want to write. I write very spontaneously, so I kind of have to induce an environment that I don't know, will give me an impetus to say something. I don't sit down at a desk and think, here's my 2 hours of writing poetry, because my brain doesn't work like that. And often that impetus comes from fabric or clothes. Poem worn on the body. I have seen plain black silk charged with your wearing, you without it, positioned you in appropriate surroundings, context being a flourish at ankle or waist. I have teased fabric away as it skirts bare skin, startled a slumped heart with ribbon and bone, draped a body in blossoms of wool, comforting as oats. And I have illuminated you to prove the incongruity of a dress's Atlas or Georgette, to day or night, dressed without reluctance to herd the body into your parts. I have stood you back to the sun to disappear a pale shift, found how a dress can be a canopy for one bed or another. And to finish, I've been writing quite a lot of prose poems recently, and this is one of those. Poem with romantic demise. He had a desperate radiance. We asked ourselves, what colour would his lips be dead? We were somewhat nude in our wanting for him. When I am laid and laid in earth, sang Mariette. She'd mentally enclosed him in a tender glass coffin. I sought out pyjamas I thought he'd like and washed them again and again till the nub and weave waned. Me and Mariette plaited each other's hair and glued seed pearls along our brows. There were never enough cakes to go round. Once he'd kiss my wrist, and this made me special. I cut the kiss like a moth, it tickled my palms. We wanted him dead, we were rehearsed for weeping. As he slept, we discussed how a death could be made. My tribute was long prepared and all the music chosen. Thank you.